What's up, everybody? How's it going? How's your days been? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. What's up, Ice Pixels of Phoenix? What's up, Crystal? Hopefully, you're all doing well. You better still be live when I get back from home from work. Right? You don't know who he's talking to you, bro. This stream might be done in like an hour and a half. Mbappe is the Nagi of football. I want to hear how you're comparing them, but I'm sure Ray's going to pull up at some point and read the chapter of the manga. Yeah, you guys are always talking about Blue Lock, bro. Always spoiling Blue Lock. God dang it. What's up, Rodney? How's it going? How's your day been? Hope you're having a good Wednesday, my dude. How y'all doing? Woo! But it's crazy. I feel like I have all the energy in the world. As soon as I hit the stream, start stream button, my body is like, oh, I'm so tired. I start yawning. Please don't spoil me. Yeah, I'm a geek, not a nerd. There's a difference. Don't spoil me. Have you been on Twitter lately? Are you talking about the what's her face? The cowgirl? You gotta do more walkies. I should. I need more fresh air. But it's cold, bruh. It's spring, but it's not spring. You know that time period where it's like really warm one day out of the week and then it just starts snowing again out of nowhere. Yeah, that whole cow VTuber thing. I mean, am I surprised? No. Did I not expect it? No. Am I surprised that people are reacting? No. It's really just the same shit, different day in the VTuber community, bruh. So me, I'm not even on Twitter like that anymore because I really can't stand Twitter. It's just too many idiots, and like looking at the app pisses me off. But whenever I do check it, it's just the same shenanigans. You know, same shit, different toilet. Do I want to talk about it? I don't know. Is there really anything to talk about? Smurfing as a VTuber is crazy though. I think that's probably the only thing I'm like, you know, it's kind of wild. Everything else I'm like, you know, I've seen before. Smurfing as a VTuber is a little new to me. That's kind of funny. We're gonna snow this Friday. Damn. Even on the, cause you're more. Well, I don't know. You're I was gonna say you're more like on the west side of the continent, Sesu, but I guess even on the west side you can get snow, huh? Smurfing VTuber is crazy. What'd you get? That's what I'm saying. And it's like you had nothing. You had nothing to. Yeah, oh, you're in the mountains. Okay, makes sense. Cause they really had. It's not. I don't think. Well, I'm not. I don't think. I know nobody would have cared if they just said, "Hey guys, I was a VTuber before. Came back for the love of the game or whatever. Here I am." I feel like I can say a million things about this, but it's really not worth my time talking about because it's just gonna break down to the same stupid shit it always breaks down to. It breaks down to people putting not the greatest of people in high places, idolizing and worshiping people they really shouldn't, getting upset that people aren't good people, and then defending those same bad people even though you got done dirty. It's crazy. The amount of people that are like, nah, well, I don't think she acted in bad faith. She never didn't say that she wasn't new, even though, like, I think the one tweet I know about that cow person, aside from like their models, which, you know, they're great artists, they're very skilled, but I know for a fact that we all saw that one tweet where they showed their Twitch dashboard and they're like, oh, this is all so new to me. Like, what the hell? Come on, bro. The amount of people defending it, like, no, she didn't do nothing bad by it. And then it's crazy because honestly, I could care less about the line about being new. I could care less about the whole oh, someone made a document on me and that makes them creepy, which I guess sharing information is creepy now. I think that the thing we should really be looking at is like, yo, you're here and you say you have these morals and ethics, right? Or you have this belief system. And I don't want to ever like bash on people for their partners, and I'm not gonna bash on them for their partners, but I just think it's crazy that you push a set of principles, but you're with someone who is insanely opposite to those principles. Which, you know, if you can work it out with that's whatever. I'm not telling people who to be with, who to not be with, right? But then you sit on the fence about those principles that you push because you know you're with a person that's against those principles. I don't know, it all just seems so stupid to me. It's so asinine, you know? Like, either stand on what you believe in, or just shut up, bro. Just don't say anything. Really, just don't say anything. Just keep making your art, keep making your content, and shut up. That's what I think that's what I hate about. I hate people who sit on the fence, and I hate people who know that they're not good people, but try to act like they're good people. Cause like we're all human, right? And I'm not expecting every person in the world, myself included, to be a stand-up, 100% moral, ethically right person. But don't pretend that you are, you know? Like, if you believe in something, if you don't really believe in something, don't push it. Don't talk about it. And if you're, you know, because it's so performative. It's just nasty, you know? It's just nasty. I don't know. They didn't share the old name, just analyze them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess, bro, you just gotta realize that at the end of the day, all these VTubers, all these content creators, they're people, and because they're people, they're flawed. They do the wrong thing. Does that mean that they deserve all the horrible things in the world? No, but it doesn't mean that you gotta praise them for doing the bare minimum and like protect them. Like they don't. These are at the end of the day, we're all adults. Well, we're supposed to be adults. So you shouldn't have all these random people on the internet be like, oh my god, don't do this to them, don't talk about this. They're not a baby, bro. They're not a kid, bro. They can stand up for themselves. They can talk for themselves. Let them say and do what they need to do. I'm glad that Guru's going to India. She's finally free. I don't even care about the whole Guru shit. I've been saying Guru was gonna quit like 2-3 years ago, cause corporate VTubing is crazy. So I'm not surprised. To the people sad about Guru leaving, look, if you like a certain VTuber, again, I can understand you being sad about it. But some people were talking crazy. Some people were like, oh my god, it's the end of the world, my life's over. Like, she's not gonna just go back to her alt account or make a new VTubing account in like a month and everyone's gonna be like, yay, independent VTuber, yay. Like, come on, bro. Again, it's just the same shit, different toilet, bro. What are we doing, bro? What are we I really feel like a crazy person sometimes, because I'm just seeing this same shit. I'm like, am I the weird one who's not reacting in the way that everyone else is reacting? Am I the odd one out? I'm a stand-up, 100% morally good person, bro. Trust, of course. I can always trust Phoenix Blue in the Twitch chat, the most morally correct person I know. Believe the hype. Send money to me. I'm going to a good place. Exactly, bro. Give me all your money, and I promise I'll do great things with it. And then in like 3 years, when I'm exposed to be a scammer and a horrible person, I expect you all to defend me with your lives. Put your lives on the line. Put your livelihoods on the line for my honor. Because at the end of the day, that's what you guys are. You guys are pawns to be used in my schemes. Girl that's one pretend to be a lolly shark. Hey man, she got the market. She knew the game and she knew how to play it. Man, it's a sick world we live in, bro. Being an VTuber is better because you don't have to cover by every day and you're like, yeah, I feel like that's what most popular corporate VTubers are doing anyways. They realize, you know, I already have a fan base. I don't like being constricted by a company. Fuck it, I'll just quit. Get a giant boost when you do your new independent VTubing thing, and then bada bing, bada boom. You're just going back to living the same life you were living as a corporate, except now you can do whatever you want. They're compared to LeBron. I mean, they compare anyone to LeBron these days. I'm not a good person. And I don't want people to know you being friends with a virgin. Didn't Fort, you were telling me yesterday, four hands? Whoa. That's the guy from Ben 10, right? No, that's Forearms. Is it Forearms? I gotta look it up now. But you're telling me 4chan got hacked, right? And that apparently all the mods were Government agents, they got full government IDs, forearms. It was forearms, not four hands. Signed 100 GFs if you don't want the manager to dance. Tell them this. I signed the GF because I wanted the managers to dance on my streams. Where is my personal 100 GS manager? I, I need I need a manager right now. I need somebody. I need, I need somebody to take the heat when I commit heinous acts and people are surprised that I'm not a saint and that I lied about everything. I keep saying Canadian. Oh man, bro, it's funny. I say like I hate Twitter and I hate the internet shit, but I love it at the same time, bro. Nothing can give me more of a laugh than dumb people on the internet. And not even dumb people. I don't want to say dumb because they're not dumb. They're just, I don't know what's the word, misguided, easily influenced, easily deceived. I don't know. Maybe I gotta start brainwashing people, bro. Maybe I should just get back on Twitter, act like a. I don't know. I don't even know what I don't even know how you could classify it, but act the way that people want me to act. Amass a following and just milk them for money. I mean, that's the tech honest thing. That's really what I should be doing, but Lord knows I don't got the patience or the heart for it. I get called out, did not defend me. I don't want it. Okay, you bet. I'm gonna be on Twitter and be like, everything you said about this guy is all true. He's a horrible person. Cancel him. Cancel him now. Get him out of here. They're gonna be like, huh? Isn't that his man's? What? What's going on? Just say nothing. You know what's crazy? I feel like that's the best response to getting quote unquote like canceled or outed on Twitter. Because realistically, no matter what you say, whether you're right, whether you bring facts, most people, already have pre-notions and like a predetermined belief, I feel like. And I feel like regardless of what you say, they'll be like, we don't care. Even if they're right, they're still an asshole. They're still a piece of shit. Hop in the VC. Hop in the Visco all the way. With VC. PlayStation Plus pricing in Canada? Yeah, it's crazy. In what world would I pay damn near $300 for 12 months of PS Plus, bro? They're smoking crack. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Let me see if they can hear you.
Alright.
They definitely can.
Alright.
Oh, no, maybe they can. They
Hold
definitely
on,
can.
let me change something. I think it depends on what you did. Okay? And hear me out. If you did some heinous shit, if you did some super heinous shit, then the best course of action, I think, I'm gonna be honest, hear me out. Unless you actually didn't do the thing and you have proof, I think the best course of action is to go, I did this thing, I take accountability for it. Like, let's say, a lot of people in this community get like called out for like cheating and shit, right?
Yeah.
If I got called out for cheating, I would just be like, I did that. I knowingly did that. I take accountability for it. At the end of the day, do I feel remorseful? Yes, but I still chose to do it. At the end of the day, I've apologized to the people I've hurt, and if they don't forgive me, I understand that. At the end of the day, I don't really owe you people anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that matters is whether the people who I actually affected, forgive me. And ultimately, this doesn't change this. I'm not gonna stop making content over this. And the people who find this morally reprehensible, if they decide to not support me after, that's completely fine.
And
because at the end of the day,
yeah.
If you stop following me because I cheated on my partner, it's like that has nothing to do with my content.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I'd be like on here like this is my. I'm not. It's not like I'm a wife nigga. Like I'm a wife guy. You know, it's not like I'm the nigga from Try Guys who's like, I love my wife every
Yeah,
5 seconds.
that's crazy. But my thing is, I feel like you could achieve all those things saying nothing too. Like, let's say privately, the person you cheated on, you apologize to them. Yeah, well, whether they forgive you or not, whatever. You say nothing to your audience, and you just keep it pushing. The people who are gonna
No,
leave
but if
will
somebody
leave
called you,
regardless.
but if somebody called you out, I think it's important to take accountability publicly. Um, I
But
think it's
why would
important to
I
take
have to?
accountability. I think
Because
if you
it's
got
not like
called
I exposed
if you
myself
got
for
called
cheating,
out
right?
if you got called out publicly by the person you cheated on,
Okay, if
then
there's the
you
person
have
that cheated on, I can understand it. But let's say just some random person is like, "Oh, you
if
cheated
you
on
got
nigger."
called out for cheating by a third party, I think you should say something just for the fact of I already took accountability with the people that matter. I don't owe you people anything.
But if I don't owe them anything, I don't owe them that initial response either, right?
But that's the thing. If you don't respond, if you don't respond, it's gonna keep coming up forever.
But if you just keep ignoring it, it won't matter though. If you don't respond to it, it
No,
doesn't
but
matter
it's
if it
gonna
comes up.
keep. If you, I think that just trying to like right now, what the cow person is trying to do is just not reply to it at all, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with that shit is that these claims are so they're not. This is not the worst thing you could do.
Yeah,
Like
it's
these things
really
are
not.
not these things are not reprehensible things, right? But you ignoring them and not addressing them and not taking any accountability makes you look reprehensible.
Oh, 100%.
You see what I'm saying? Like
But
these
my
things,
thing is, you'd only
not
look.
responding to these, not responding to these things when it's something this like. If you're not gonna respond to it, if you're not gonna take some accountability on something this small, you make yourself look way worse than you actually are.
And I agree, but I feel like a lot of these people don't really care who they look like to anybody with a brain. Anybody who has like some kind of like moral and ethics system where they're like this is wrong. As long as they have that core group of people that'll defend them regardless, they can really just shut up and then everybody who leaves and that core fan base will stay and they'll be like, oh, we're here for you, queen. We'll pamper you. You did nothing wrong. Yada yada yada. You know?
No, but that's the thing. Like the AI shit is so strong, right? Like especially the AI and crypto shit is so
That
strong
shit's wild.
that you will start to lose opportunities.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So let's say there's like a company that the cow person wanted to do some art shit with, right? But somebody who knows about their partner with AI and all this shit decides to contact that company and be like, "Yo, this person has a history with AI. This person has a." I'm not encouraging this, but I'm saying this is something that can happen.
I mean, it's something that probably is happening, realistic, because you know how it is. People go to your sponsors or any kind of sources of
When
income and be like,
literally,
"You're a
if
bad
you
person."
if you, what I'm saying is this: you addressing it and taking accountability for it literally gives it. You not doing it. How do I put it? Anybody who's sitting on the fence is just gonna take you as terrible because you're not replying. Does that make sense?
No, no, I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just saying like, I feel like if the person like in the hot seat really doesn't care, like I feel like making a statement really at the end of the day
But
doesn't
saying
matter.
that you're not gonna, but saying that you're not, yeah, and that's the thing about the internet, right? Saying that you're not gonna reply shows
Is the
that
response?
it shows you care to a
Yeah,
certain extent.
exactly, exactly. No, I mean
Because
this
if
in this specific case, they 100% care. Like, and like the fact that they're tweeting about it, even though they said they're not making a response or they're delaying the response so they can like formulate whatever what they're gonna say. The fact that they're still tweeting about it, the fact that they're like replying to people about it, they definitely care. And that in and of itself is somewhat of a response, although not a direct one.
exactly, like it's so it's so easy when you didn't do something reprehensible to just take accountability, and then the people who are sitting on the fence will be more likely to forgive you and move on. And anybody who was directly against you was just always going to be against you.
100%,
Does that
yeah,
make sense?
yeah.
Like literally, I had this information like 2 days ago,
Damn.
And I only said something today when I saw because I saw the tweet where they took the stance of, oh, I'm not gonna retaliate, blah 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 blah.
Which, what does that even mean,
Why
though? Why is it a
why is your
retaliation?
exactly, why is your first instinct that the thing that you should do in response would be some type of retaliation,
Right?
instead of just being like, instead of just addressing what happened. You don't need to retaliate to address it.
Yeah, because that gives us the vibe that they're gonna like say something crazy about the person that made the doc and be like, oh, this person can't be trusted because X, Y, Z, and now I'm gonna expose them, and
No, exactly.
a whole bunch of
And that's
shenanigans.
why and that's why I'm saying, like, it's and the only reason I also even said anything is because a while back when they were doing all the, oh my god, I can't believe I'm blowing up, this is so shocking, I'm so new to social media and new to blah 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 blah. I was one of the people that defended them.
Oh, did you
I
actually?
was
You
one of the
know,
people.
maybe I think I did see you saying
I
like,
was one of the people who was like, oh, all these people who are, because at the end of the day, they were getting a lot of hate because a lot of people were feeling bad that they were that Clover was blowing up so quickly.
mm-hmm,
And I was one of the people who was like, hey, I understand that watching other people blow up faster than you hurts or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's not their fault, and they're not purposely trying to make you feel bad, right?
mm-hmm,
But with the new context, knowing that Clover had a history of graphic design, had a history of video editing, had a history of all these things, and they created this like persona of being new to the internet and all of this, that puts those tweets in a completely different light.
yeah, because it really makes everyone that defended them look like a dickhead, and it makes not just not to be able to defend them, just anybody who like felt some way about it looks like an idiot. Now it's like,
Everybody
oh
that
dang,
because that means that those posts. I'm not gonna say those posts were necessarily meant to make people feel bad, but they were definitely made in in bad faith.
yeah, because you really posted that knowing damn well like you got another a history in this thing. Like, oh wow, even it's crazy because um uh I don't know, I don't remember where I saw like these tweets, but like I saw people mentioning, oh, it's crazy because when they first debuted, people were like, oh, they kind of sound like this person, they kind of sound like this person. And I don't know if like they had those like claims hushed up or like people were just like, oh, don't mention it or whatever. But there were definitely people that knew about her past. So
No, exactly. As a creator, I know that I am valuable. I'm not perfect.
yeah,
And I don't expect the people who support me to see me as perfect. Do not put
exactly.
me on
Yeah,
a pedestal. Do not think that I am not a person who can fall for grace or a person who can have a weak moment. I completely am. And anybody, and that's why I always side eye the people who push this wholesome, non-confrontational vibe, because, like, more times than not, it's fraudulent.
yeah. I mean, like I
You know
said,
what I'm
it's
saying?
all performative bullshit. Like a lot of these people don't. I don't even know. I was gonna say they don't care about like what they're doing or the content they're making, which I'm sure it's true for some people, but I'm not gonna say like all of them don't give a shit about what they're doing. It's just I don't know. It's so weird to like gauge people's intentions when you're putting up like these personas.
Bro, if I fuck up, leave. I
Right?
promise you. If I fuck up, if I do something, exactly, Rengoku. But if I fuck up, bro, leave.
For
If I
real.
fuck up, then and you decide you don't want to support me, I completely understand. If I do something that doesn't align with your morals or whatever, dip. I completely get it.
Yeah. I
Because
feel
the
like
fact of the matter,
as long as people aren't like I don't know how to explain it. Like uh, obviously if I do something people don't agree with it, they're free to leave. Like nobody's forced to like, watch or support me, but
yeah.
also give me the decency where you're like, I'm just gonna either leave or I'll say my piece respectfully about it and leave. But don't be one of those dickheads that are like, oh, You're a piece of shit. I hate you. How dare you? I gave you my everything. Like, because I
No,
didn't ask
yeah,
you to,
that
you
shit is
know?
corny. That shit is corny to me too. When people go to these creators and they're like,
You were my everything.
"No, you built me into that. I was what I am, and that was what you viewed me as.
Hmm.
I was always what I am." And that's one of the main things that I push on my socials the most. I'm a real raw person. You know what I'm saying? I am disrespectful. Sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes I'm fucking goofy. I'm not a fucking corporate entity that is just gonna like smile and fucking okay guys, welcome to a new stream. You know, welcome to a new stream. We're gonna be happy, positive. Like, no, niggas, sometimes niggas is gonna be mad. Sometimes niggas is gonna be going through shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes shit is not gonna be wholesome.
All right. And you know, I'm not gonna say like,
And I'm not criticizing nobody who wants to be wholesome, by the
yeah,
way.
like
That's
if
not
you want to keep your streams or your content, your space a specific vibe, you're free to do that. But I feel like at the end of the day, you yourself and your viewers got to realize like no matter how much of a certain vibe and space you've built or you want to build, at the end of the day, you're humans, right? You can't deny the fact that you have more than one emotion and more than one setting, you know. And when
no,
you're
I hear
going
you.
through these things, or when you have these moments when you're called out, just be real about it. You know that's like regardless of whether you're right or wrong, whether you did or didn't do anything. Like I feel like if you're just upfront and you're like, you know what,
No,
X
if
Y
you
Z
didn't do
happened,
it,
you
if
know.
you didn't do it, take your time. I feel
Yeah,
like if you
exactly. Because
truly,
that's the
or
thing.
if there
That's what I
was
was trying
more
to say
context to
earlier.
it, if there's more context to it, take accountability for the part that you did, but definitely make your piece, make your point.
Yeah,
I was I was watching this the nigga who Dan Harmon, the nigga who made Community
yeah.
and Rick and Morty, and he got me too'd.
I did not know
He
that.
was he was interested in a woman who was working under him,
Hmm.
and she wasn't interested in that relationship because he was her boss, and he treated her like shit a little bit.
Mm.
And when she called him out on Twitter and like me too'd him, he's he was like he did an interview where he was like, "What else could I do but be like?" But at first you're mad when you get called out, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna be mad, but all you can do after that, if you definitely 100% did the thing, is all I can do is if the thing is something like that, that's like it's treating somebody who you were interested in like shit because they don't want you is definitely reprehensible. Is definitely to a certain level reprehensible.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't think that's necessarily something you can't come back from. You know.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not like you freaking did like some super crazy ass criminal shit. It's just you're an
You
asshole.
just were, yeah, being an asshole to her. And he was talking about how when he went to his therapist, like he learned like the true way to apologize, and it's like, what's it called? You have to obviously apologize for what happened. State your intentions that you will not do this thing to hurt someone in the future,
Hmm.
and then actually follow through with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, say you bump into somebody and you spill a coffee on them, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you apologize and you like, hey, I'll watch where I'm going from now on,
Yeah.
and that helps because not only did you apologize, but that person feels better because they know that what happened to them won't happen to somebody in the future.
Yeah. Or at least it's less likely because
Yeah,
obviously.
as long as you do the third step,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know.
You know, as long as you're genuinely trying to do better and not do the same mistakes that you're making, because it's
Not
it's
exactly.
possible to fuck up in the same way more than once, and um, obviously when you do, people like give you less grace because you're like, last time you said you wouldn't, but
The
uh,
craziest part about how people get like bodied in our community for cheating is that how do I put it? Rappers talk about cheating all the time.
Yeah.
It's like out in the open and nobody says anything.
I
It's
mean,
so
it's not
funny.
even just rap. It's just heavily ingrained in like the culture, the whole like toxic masculinity. Like, oh, you got hella girls, you're that guy. You crack hella
Yeah.
bitches, you're that guy. You know?
Like I feel like in every other like public figure, if you're a singer, if you're an actor, if you're a streamer, you get shit on for cheating. If you're a rapper, it's like, well, that shit is a new job description.
What did we expect? Nah, that's
You
crazy.
know. Hold on, let me read this. Exactly like my husband makes when I say this because he loves to be emotionless. All emotional people, there's content creators who love stream, YouTube like behind the scenes, behind the screen, where all people have feelings. Exactly.
Mhm.
You know, like it's nothing. And I think my biggest problem with the whole shit is them calling. They said that the person doing the document was stalking, and it's like,
Which is
so
crazy.
if it's how is it stalking to build your case and make sure that you have correct information?
Cause that's like saying, oh, this guy steal for example, I found out this guy is stealing from a bunch of people, and I compile evidence and I tell everybody, hey, this guy's stealing from us, and the guy's like, oh, you're a stalker. What the heck, dude? Why would you go and get credible information to show that I'm not the best of people? Like what?
And it wasn't like they went and like tried to hit up people to get DMs or something. It was like a
Yeah, cause that
publicly
doc, like
available
this
VOD.
Twitter screenshots, stream stuff, all stuff that was put out publicly by those people. It wasn't like private messages or anything, right?
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'll say this, but you come to my stream or my videos to talk to me. Not perfect. Yeah, I know you're not perfect. You like a shark lolly. You're
No,
definitely
he
not
said he
perfect.
doesn't like Shark Valley because he hates corporate VTubers.
Oh, that's why he doesn't like the shark lolly. That's a crazy.
Well,
That's where you draw the line. That's
okay, like
hilarious.
I don't think Person's into. Well, from my understanding, I don't think Person's into lollies at all.
You,
But
you come
he
to
just
watch
said in
stream my
general he doesn't
video.
care about corporate VTubers.
That's what makes us human. I am. I can say that some outlandish shit from anything time to time. I don't know about that. I'm gonna do better. And tell you guys that you're doing too much. Please understand where I'm coming from and try to be better. Exactly. No, exactly. Like I don't know. It feels like they want any defense to be like to not reply. It's stalking. Oh, I already apologized for the AI stuff,
Did
which is
they
partly
though?
why I'm not harping on the AI stuff as much because it's like they
From
we
what
have
I saw, it
questions.
wasn't an apology. It was more just like, hey guys, AI is here. I'm sorry, my significant
No,
other
they said
used
that
it.
after the apology. Actually,
Oh,
they said that after the
I feel
apology.
like that's even crazy.
Huh? Oh
Also, I
yeah,
feel
I'll
like this is
turn over
super
in a
lit, but
second.
what's up, Zombie Doll and Neko? Welcome
Huh?
to the stream. Welcome to the
Zombie
Yap
doll
Fest.
is Rengoku.
No, yeah, I know. But my brain just, I just read what's on the screen, bro.
I'm about to close. Turn it off. What happened for us to be on this topic? I came in all ready to watch a stream. Oh, just some Twitter shit.
VTuber drama. Don't you love it? Don't you love it when something happens in the VTuber community for like the 30th time in a row, and we got to say the exact same things, but
No, yeah.
people just keep falling for. I don't even know if they're traps at this point.
I don't know. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this, but if I get called out or canceled, please don't defend me. I don't need it. I do not need it. I because if I did it, I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna. Obviously, I'm not gonna have done no fucking super duper fucking heinous shit. But
Yeah,
if I did something, and people were like, "This was fucked up," I'm just gonna be like, I did this. I take accountability for it. Uh, am I gonna leave the space and stop creating? Probably not. If this is where our journey ends, this is where our journey ends. Because that's all I can do. You know,
beautiful.
cause on stuff that on stuff that's less that's on stuff that's not reprehensible, it's like people expecting people to leave the community over like cheating or being mean to somebody or you know like
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm not fucking bro. What does me fucking not being faithful have to do with me fucking streaming on Twitter, nigga? You bum ass nigga.
Like, yeah, because imagine.
Obviously, if you don't fuck with that, don't fuck with me. But that shit is not a part of my streams.
Yeah.
I had a couple ex friends who got canceled for that shit.
Or for not being friends with somebody, and everyone's like, oh, well, we like the person you're not friends with, so you got to get out of here.
No, for not being faithful to
Oh, for cheating? I mean, how does that even come
yeah.
up? How do you get exposed? Well, aside from like the person you cheated on saying you cheated, but
Because I don't even know.
in what world?
The I think it's like comes from trying to fuck with people in the scene.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because I guess there are a lot of there's so many people in the VTuber space that like are dating each other or like in
So if
situations
a
with each
person in the
other.
scene, if a person in the scene finds out you're cheating on somebody with them, they're gonna be like, I just feel like you guys should know. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I think that shit is. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I'm on
I
the
I
fence
don't know
about
because
it.
the thing is, look, I guess the only
Should
reason
people know?
people should
Yes,
know
kind.
is because I guess it does like call into question your character, right? Because people would want to know, well, if they're
I'm gonna be
cheating,
honest.
then
I only think people should know on the level of if it was like multiple. I don't even know if that like if somebody was being like abused or you know what I'm saying.
yeah, I mean, because at that point it's more of a crime, right? Like they're
Not like physically, even like emotionally abused. I think to a certain
Oh,
level there's like there's a level of warning people about a bad actor in that way. But it's just
yeah.
oh he cheated on me. It's like that sucks. But like why are you telling me? You know?
Right.
That shit
Because
sucks.
I feel like
Why
at
are you?
that point it's not even the message. Oh, they're a cheater. It's more like, oh, this person is an abusive person. They happen to also cheated, but
Exactly. And
the main thing is this guy's a bad person for X Y Z.
yeah, this person is this person is abusive is definitely more viable than this person is a cheater.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't watch this nigga for his fucking relationship.
Right. It's just some random content creator. Oh, they cheat on their girlfriend, their partner. It's kind of crazy, but
I can't watch him play Persona 5 no more. All I'm thinking about is how he cheated on this girl.
well, from where do you think you learned it from? You learned it from a Persona game, Rob. The socials. That's so tasty. That's like go live at God of War PS4. Tell Matt to give me the game, and I'll play it right now.
God of War, I actually am at the end of God of War PS4. It's actually an incredible game.
Yo.
God of War 2018, not God of War PS4. But
What's the difference, bro? I feel like I ask this
I don't
every
like to
time we
call it.
talk.
I don't want to call it God of War PS4 because there are other God of War games that you can play on the.
But
So
they're all
it's God of
like
War 2018.
the ones that are not 2018. I thought they were like PS3 and older games that you can play on the PS4, but they weren't like released on the PS4,
But
right?
isn't that technically still a PS4 game?
I don't know. I feel like if it
It's just
released,
easier to call it. It's just easier to call it. Like I wouldn't call it Spider-Man fucking P. I wouldn't call it Spider-Man PS4.
I guess that's true.
You
I don't know.
know,
I feel like it's easier. Like if I know it if it initially released on that console, I'd call it like whatever for that console. Because OG God of War was what PS1, PS3. So I'd
so I
say
should
like
call so if I'm playing if I'm playing Spider-Man on PC, I should call it Spider-Man PS4 still.
because it initially released on the PS4. So I would know. Oh, he's talking about that one that recently got ported to PC.
Just
But
call it
originally,
Spider-Man 20 whatever.
but what if
That's why
there's
you would
what if
say
there's
Spider-Man and then the year.
but what if there's more than one Spider-Man released in that year?
My question is why these motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm a wife and then boom, cheating, make up your mind, why you playing with my feelings. I'm not here to. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people, the people who be like, yo, imagine I'm saying all this and I get fucking exposed for cheating later. That'd be funny as fuck. Play this shit back. Play this shit back if
They're gonna
that, because
clip
that'd be
this. Like,
so
look at this
funny.
guy.
I love that.
He said all this
I
shit.
would, I would love that. But I'm gonna be honest. The people I've never had. I want to start by saying I never had nobody cheat on me. I'm sure it's probably a terrible feeling. To my knowledge, I've never had nobody cheat on me. I'm sure it's a terrible feeling,
It's not even that
right?
crazy, bro.
Oh, you've had somebody cheat on you?
Yeah.
Was
It's
it? It
whatever.
wasn't like
I don't
people
care.
describe it like it's the worst feeling in the world.
I mean, obviously it sucks because the whole like you trusted somebody, you cared about them, all that it's out the window. A lot of the time,
Yeah.
it's over like something just that didn't even make sense or like could have easily been like avoided or like a you
No,
know.
yeah.
But
But the people who
that's
be
fine.
like, the worst thing you can do is cheat. I'm like, oh, you're different. You're different.
Or
I
you're playing Heavy
respect.
Rain. I'm playing Heavy Rain on PC, but you gotta remember this is Heavy Rain PS3.
Shit look like Heavy Rain Atari 64. But yeah, people who are like, the worst thing you can do to somebody is cheat on them. I'm like, I could shoot you.
That is,
That's I don't know.
I
I
don't know,
don't know.
man. Getting shot or
I,
being heartbroken. I think I'd rather be shot.
I don't know. These hollow points is crazy. These hollow points hurt a lot.
Have you
You
ever?
ever got hit with an incendiary round before?
I thought you were gonna say have you ever been hit with a brick?
Nah, you fucking incendiary round. This shit explode in the fire.
Like cheating, have you ever fell in the shower and tried to hold on to the water?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a big nigga. If I fall in the shower, it's over. I'm dead.
Bro, I fell in the shower like I think it was like a year or two ago.
You
Oh
know what
my,
I have had happen though?
got the wind knocked out
You
of me.
ever like try to sleep on the wall in the shower?
There's so many things in that statement that I don't understand.
Like,
Sleeping in the
basically,
shower?
I stood up, and I lay, and I basically I put pressed my body up against the wall, put my hands over my head interlocked, and then I would lay on my arms, and I
To
fell
sleep?
asleep like, huh? Yeah, and I fell asleep.
Was the intention to fall asleep or?
No, my intention was to close my eyes,
Oh, I thought
just
you
close
got in
my
the
eyes for a
shower
little
like
bit,
I'm gonna get some
and
good
I
sleep in
fell
the shower.
asleep. I fell asleep, and bro, my knees buckled, and yo, falling in the shower is one thing, right? Because it's like, oh, you
At
to a
least
certain
you're
point,
kind of aware.
your brain interprets that you're falling
Yeah,
before
and
you fall.
you try to react to it. But if you're in the middle of being asleep, yeah, nah.
But bro, your knees buckling in a shower, you feel like you're free falling.
Hopefully you didn't like
Like,
seriously hurt yourself. That's
nah, I didn't.
crazy.
I've actually fallen out the shower before as well.
What do you mean out the shower?
Like, I fell out the side and took the curtain with me and hit the bathroom
Damn.
floor. It actually wasn't that hard, low key.
I'm thankfully was it?
Nah, word. Some niggas be having a toilet across when they shower. It's over. That's over. That's a good
Nah,
night.
but even then, I feel like at that point I wouldn't even be focused on the pay. I'd just be so upset, like, bro, whole shower curtains down. Here I am, soaked in water on the floor.
Okay. Actually, I just thought of a great example of of a moment where calling somebody out for cheating is viable. So a while back, there was this nigga named Zelda World something GIF or some shit. Zelda World 64 or some shit like that.
Hmm.
And he got called out because he was flirting with his entire mod team, female mod team.
Oh, I think I heard about that. Or I feel like I saw it on Twitter like 2, 3 weeks ago, a month
Yeah,
ago.
he was flirting. Hello, Sesu. Sesu is burning when I said that name. He was flirting. He has a mod team of men and women. And he was flirting with the entire female mod team, and they found out that he actually has a wife. And I think that that's a
Damn.
moment where it's appropriate to call out somebody for cheating. Because technically speaking, what you're calling them out for is not the cheating. What you're calling them out for is the manipulation of the mod team.
Yeah, because from what I remember, at least, like whenever he was like flirting or having these romantic relationship with these mods, he would make it seem like, oh yeah, you're my best mod, you're the number one, like
I'm
you're
gonna be
my
honest, bro.
confidant or
I'm gonna be
whatever.
honest. I don't consider that morally reprehensible because niggas. I'm gonna be honest. The reason I don't consider that to be that morally reprehensible is because niggas tell bitches stories every day.
No, yeah, I agree, but like in a workplace relationship where like I'm technically your boss, and then now you feel like
But
that
you know
person
my
would be like,
problem,
oh,
and
I'm
that
the head
I
honcho of
told
the
Setsu
mods.
this shit. I told Setsu this shit. My problem with, bro, I get that shit bothers me too because I'm not your in that situation. I'm not your boss. You are volunteering.
I'm assuming if they're a big content creator, are they not paying the mods? It's not a volunteer thing, right? If they're getting paid.
Another conversation I had with Setsu is I don't think they got paid. See,
Oh,
they're
okay. Well,
volunteers. There's the
that's a
power
different
that,
ball game then.
and then even on the power dynamic of I'm a big creator. I my problem with that shit is like so okay. So let's right now I have 500 followers on I have 500 followers on Twitch. I have almost 400 on Twitter. Blah 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 blah. Right.
Yeah,
At what number do I suddenly have? At what number does the power and balance start to come into play?
I don't think it's a number thing. The way I see it's more like a influence thing. Like when you get to a big enough point where you have connections with companies and other like creators, and like let's say you get on my bad side and I act in bad faith, I act in a negative way where I'm like, oh well, because you
What I'm
scorned
the
me,
point
I'm gonna do my
the point that
best
I'm
to
trying to get across
use my connections to
is
fuck with you.
the point I'm trying to get across is that the line where that shit comes into play is so murky,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially in our
It's not
especially
like that.
in our fucking EGF level celebrity ass way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit is. I'm not defending it because there is a. I'm sure that some people who are like, some people are like, oh no, he's gonna. Like I get it, but to a certain point, it's like, bro, the nigga got 3K on Twitter. The
Yeah,
nigga got 5K on Twitter.
he's gonna use his 5K to tell his other 5K acquaintances like, oh, this guy, don't mess with him. Don't bring him on your streams. Don't shout him out. Don't retweet him. And to some people, that's their whole world. So you know,
Like I just it's you should call that in that situation. I'm like you should call them out because at the end of the day they were manipulating multiple people. But the layers of it that are like oh they were getting paid. They like that's not a layer to it. I don't think the influence shit is necessarily a layer to it. It's just simply the fact that they were being manipulated. I think that that's the only part that niggas are like that it should be viable because he can manipulate people in the future. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, I agree. I still feel like those other aspects are still important though. Like I get at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because even like the whole boss co worker relationship is still manipulation. At the end of the day, like it all falls under that umbrella. But you know, I think it's
Mm.
still important to call out those aspects too.
No, 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 man. I just that shit makes me. I don't know. It's like at what point? So then every nigga who goes out into life and tells bitches lies, which is a lot of niggas, a lot of niggas, a lot of niggas just be telling bitches fairy tales. Those people should all be called out too.
I mean, they do. Like, I mean, it's not like women don't be like, "Oh, this guy lies to me. He plays the field. Like, he tells me the same sweet nothings that he tells other girls." Like, it's not the same level of like calling someone on a public platform, like on social media. But niggas, like your average nigga, does get called out for that, for sure.
Mm, I feel you. It's a very, it's a very strange paradigm. It's very strange. And then I think another aspect that I think is the worst of it is like that nigga had kids.
Yeah, that's crazy. How do you? I'm not even gonna say it. I guess. How do you explain that to your kids, bro? How do you tell your kids? Yeah, my job of
Like
doing stuff on the internet. I
that kid got to pick sides now.
I feel like the sides are pretty. Actually, I'm not even gonna say they're clear
They
cut.
are, but it depends on who gets to him first and who
Yeah,
he likes more.
it's
You know
crazy
what I'm
when you have
saying?
kids, bro. Because then obviously no
Like,
kid wants to pick between their parents, no matter how badly one of them fucked up, right? But
exactly. The kids definitely got like fucked bad.
especially if
Like,
they're young too,
pause.
because like,
Whoa.
okay,
Sorry. That was crazy. That was crazy. I apologize. Whoa. Whoa. Anyway, moving on.
my thing is, especially if they're super young and they can't understand the whole idea of like, oh, daddy did all this stuff with these people that work with him, and now he's a bad person. It's like, what the hell?
No, yeah. Setsu, I just read the comment. You once fell off your treadmill listening to the shower story. Bro, your knees buckling is really a crazy vibe. What's good, Phoenix?
That man just straight disappeared off the
Just
internet,
straight up
saying, "Oh,
disappeared.
E4 World's good Zelda in 6 months." Oh, did he disappear after he was called out, or?
Yeah,
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
and this is
I'll
this
be
goes
honest.
back to what I'm saying, the whole no responsible shit. Because
I
a
don't
lot of
think he should
people,
know went. I don't think he should have went nowhere.
I feel like it's just easier, and I'm not saying like this is the right thing to do. I just feel like if you really don't give a fuck about nothing, and you're like, I'm not gonna apologize, I'm not gonna whatever, you just disappear for a couple months, come back, hey guys,
Also, high
because
school kids.
you know.
I get it. I get high school kids, but it's like now they gotta live with one. You know, divorce means now they gotta split them niggas time up.
Alright, you gotta only one of them can claim them on their taxes.
You know,
I feel like I don't know.
like
I feel like even in high school that's crazy because in high school you definitely understand what went on, right? And that's a
exactly.
whole but boatloads more trauma that you got to deal with and like break down.
Um, I don't think he should have went nowhere. I don't think him cheating on his wife got nothing to do with. I don't know what kind of content he was making. World, his name was
I'm
Zelda
assuming it was Zelda.
World. I think his name was Zelda World GIF. I don't know what kind of content he was making, but I know he wasn't making "I love my wife" content. That shit's the rapper's job.
I mean, he got divorced too, didn't
Yeah, damn, 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 damn.
It's
That
okay.
was crazy.
Once he drops the album, all will be forgiven.
So, what kind of content was Zelda World Gift Master 11 making?
Well, yeah.
This
Now,
movie, like
how many mods did he have? How big was
he had a whole team. Like apparently, it was for women. Zelda content, Nintendo content.
was he like
So
really
him,
big?
so I
Was he
will
like
say him cheating definitely would have fucked up. If he had a Nintendo Connect, that was fucked. Over that, it's over.
at least three?
That's
Man.
over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Once again, manipulating people, you definitely should lose some credibility. So I think you should have to stop creating over it. And I think that that's just me. I have a strong sense of justice, but I also have what's the word I'm looking for? I have a I'm not a person who's like I'm not one of those people who's like disconnect art from artist. But if your art has nothing to do with the personal things that you did, then you know what I'm saying. Like with somebody like Kanye, he literally raps about the crazy shit he says in the songs.
Yeah, he's literally talking about being a Nazi.
There's no like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no way around it. You can't really be like, oh well, um, did he say he was a Nazi? Yes, multiple times in the music, in the album.
You
The
know,
album's called
and
World War Three.
I bumped that shit. And you know, never let probably be the judge. You will not win me. Objection him. Nuh-uh. I'm just not a fan of. I just think you really do have to do something very. I just think you have to do something very, very terrible to. You have to really be a true bad. Like even the Clover thing, I don't think Clover should be kicked out of the community. I think they should just be taking accountability.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the
I
thing.
think I
Like,
think to stop creating or stop creating in the space, you like have to like do something like truly reprehensible.
yeah, where
Me
you become
personally,
like a real danger and or threat to
monster.
like other people, you know?
Exactly, exactly.
Because if you're out here like, oh, if someone finds out you had a mod team and you were like you only hire specific people to mod because you're like a serial killer,
Like
right?
if you're a sex pest, you should be kicked out of the community.
Yeah.
If you're like that is if you're a person who hits women up sexually and when they say they're not interested, you still continue going and harass them and say sexual things to them, that's reprehensible. You should get the fuck out. You should go.
You came into heavy rain, bro. We're
You
playing heavy
shouldn't be.
rain.
You shouldn't be. This is the heaviest of rains.
It's alright.
You shouldn't be allowed to be here. You should go. If
100%.
you if you did some shit with children, you should go. You have to go. Like there's certain things that if you did those things, you have lost your privileges to create, and then that's in this space. You are done. Sexual assault, you are done. You know what I'm saying? Sesu.
I always forget to read out the ads. What's something I gotta remember it. You just got hit with an ad break. Drop your sour cash emotes in the chat to show that you're not a bum. You're subbed to those who aren't subbed. Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime. If you get Amazon Prime, you get Twitch Prime free sub for your favorite streamer, which is clearly me. You get free games every month.
Whoa,
Uh,
sir.
you can also Twitch Turbo. You don't get ads on any streams. We dropped.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
I got this feel. We do 3 minute ads every hour at the top of the hour, so you get an hour of uninterrupted ad free content. There we go.
Niggas stole my whole spiel. Basically, there's some shit happening on Twitter, and I'm basically explaining my feelings on what constitutes being kicked out of a space or not,
Yeah,
and how ultimately, if you choose to not continue to support somebody for any reason, if you choose to not continue to support somebody for any reason, I think that that's fair. But on a certain level, like I was saying how trying to cancel people out of a community for cheating, I just don't think is like that has nothing to do with their content. Now, if they were mentally abusing or playing multiple women against each other or getting at multiple women when they didn't know about each other or you see these things, I think these things are definitely things where it's like they need to be they're they are a danger to those around them, you know.
yeah.
um but yes,
In
they're
conclusion, I
just
think we should always hold witch hunts and cancel everybody. And if you did something I think is wrong, you should disappear. You don't have to. You don't have, you don't have the
hey
right to
man,
make content in my eyes.
I agree.
Get
What
out
I
of here,
say, and to quote myself, uh, this is why I stopped identifying as a VTuber. I hope the whole community and hobby falls into the
You
ocean.
know what's crazy? Last stream I said I'm not a VTuber, bro. I'm a digital ventriloquist.
No, literally. This medium, I said, this medium breeds the fakest creators and gives weirdos and incels a space to move behind a bouncy anime character. I wish the worst for everyone except my niggas.
That's me. That's me. He's talking about me.
Yeah. My niggas is literally anybody who I've talked to in good faith. If you cannot move in a conversation in good faith, I think let me choose
Yeah.
my next words carefully.
I
I
mean, but
think
the thing is, you're saying good faith. And when I think when people say good faith, and what I assume you're gonna say is like, you don't have to be a good person to move in good faith.
in good faith,
You know?
exactly. You don't need to be a good person to move in good faith.
Yeah.
Moving in good faith is just assuming that we in a conversation like when like I said back when 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 the Cal VTuber was doing the shit where they were like, "Wow, look, I'm blowing up." Moving in good faith was assuming that they weren't doing that to under any bad intentions. That was
Yeah,
me moving in good faith and defending them,
yeah, because
and
they
they
went
weren't.
out of their way to take that screenshot and be like, "Oh, I'm new here, and these numbers are crazy." And some people are like,
Exactly. This normal?
"Yeah." Some people are like, "Well, they never specifically claimed that they were new." Not, but again, I could be wrong, but I swear in that tweet it said, "I'm new" or something about being new or something about being a fresh content
And
creator.
and that's what I'm saying. So when I go back, so I moved in good faith with you, and then I come to find out that back then you weren't moving in good faith, and your your man is deeply entrenched, and obviously, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna be honest. People say you shouldn't prosecute people for what your partner does, to a certain extent. If
That's
you're
what
an
I'm
art,
saying too.
if
Like,
you're an artist and your partner plays a strong part in Gen AI,
it's crazy. Come on, bro. What's
that is,
happening?
it's not. I have my feelings about AI are very different from, are not very different. I do. You see my opinions on AI on the
Yeah,
timeline.
the Ghibli stuff. Yeah.
I think I don't necessarily think. I think Gen AI is a good tool for artists to use as references. You know what I'm saying? I think that there are ways that Gen AI has always been meant to be a tool and not the whole shebang. And it should never be the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying?
But her husband is like full on crypto, bro, right?
That's what I'm saying. So
Well, I don't even know if the husband. I'm gonna say their partner.
you chose a partner who whose morals, whose feelings on what you do, like it's it's like being a black person and your husband is the fucking grandmaster of the Ku Klux Klan. Like, that's crazy.
And he's like, "Look, guys, they're just
That was a gross exaggeration, by the way.
yeah."
Obviously,
It
fucking.
was kind of
I
crazy.
hate that I have to do that. I hate that I fucking have to do that, but exactly, it's not inherently bad as a tool. There
Yeah,
are some people. I'm gonna be honest. The people, I anybody who is stoutly anti AI, anybody who is I dislike both sides. I dislike the far left and the far right of the spectrum of AI. Anybody who is staunchly against it, anybody who is staunchly super against all types of AI doesn't understand how much AI plays a part in their life.
yeah.
And anybody who is staunchly for it doesn't understand how that it should only be a tool and not something that like takes the place of things in our lives.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not like AI
Exactly.
is a brand new concept. It's been around for a very long time. It's just now it's gone to the point where things people can do way more with it.
No,
They want to put
exactly.
on the AI usage go 100%. Like you think those ads and those things that pop up when you search things are all
I
just
was about to say, you think autocorrect, nigga? You think autocorrect is
right?
just? You think autocorrect just came out of nowhere? You
It's
think when you
assuming oh
type
you meant to say
things,
this right?
you know what I'm saying? And AI
100%
has
that's
its
just
flaws.
going yeah.
Yes, and it has exactly. But I think Twitter is a space where you're only ever allowed to be completely for something or completely against it. And anytime, especially me, you know me, I love to have a perfectly centered take that acknowledges both sides of things. And when you do that, people call you a fence sitter.
Yeah.
But the fence sitting I'm doing and the fence sitting that Clover is doing are two very different types of fence sitting.
W1 hour 11 heavy rain
Because I would
gameplay. I
never.
know, right? Don't you love heavy rain? I love heavy rain.
I'm sorry. Because I would never make a statement like, we should just accept it. We should just accept it into our lives.
And you said she said that after she apologized. I think to me that's
Yes.
crazy, bro. That's so wild. I don't know, man.
They call you a centrist and make funny. Exactly. When I would never say no shit like, oh, it's in our lives, you should accept it. When that's no, we shouldn't accept it in its current form. It shouldn't be accepted in its current form.
And then
It
coming up
is
from an artist of all people, it's just.
it is destructive in its current form. I'm sorry.
What's up, man?
If you want me to dip, say one. I will go. Drop a one in the
They're
chat if
saying,
you want
"Get
me to
out of
dip.
here! We want to see the heavy rain gameplay. We hate these yaps." Ah. Try to sing shut the hell up, too.
See, niggas too. See, niggas what we I
I'm
don't
about to
know.
get back just to see whatever to give like gameplay
What they
with
say
different
that?
type of goddamn.
They can play
They
it in the
complain and
call
call
though.
too as a meme. That's crazy. I get it. They all hate me. They all hate
Tell
me.
them niggas in chat to drop one. Tell them niggas in
They
the
all
VC to
hate
drop
me.
ones. I will go.
Hey man, I'm sorry. It's current events. You know we gotta talk about current events.
Matt more Matt.
That's why you put God of War so far.
Bro, how good is your PC? Could you even play God of War
No, it's
like
crazy
on
because
your
before I played Heavy Rain, I was testing emulating God of War, and I didn't realize how wonky PS3 emulators still work. So I can emulate the game, but
No,
emulating it and
God of War
streaming it
PS4.
and oh no, not PS4. I mean, Matt wants me to play the three, not the
Oh, he wants you to play
2018 one.
3.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
That's what he wants to say.
Oh, well, damn.
My cover streamer to play God of War when Matt Morning buys it for you. Matt's not buying me God of War 2018 released on the PS4.
I have God of War 2018. If that's what I'm saying, if your PC can run it, we can
Let's get the
figure
hell
out a
out
way
of
for
here.
you me to like us
No,
to.
I mean like and real. I can run it fine. It's just realistically, even before playing three, I realistically I play one and two like Ray is saying because if I'm gonna play this series, I would like to know like what's going on story wise.
I'm gonna be honest. As a person who loosely played the God of War games 1, 2, and 3,
Hmm.
you can jump into 2018.
Yeah, but the thing is, I wouldn't be jumping in 2018, right? The one Matt wants to see is specifically three.
Yeah,
So
skipping chains is crazy. Change is an upscale.
let's
Chains
give
of Olympus is an
it.
upscale PSP game.
No money, it's okay, Matt. I would never force you to buy me God of War 2018 released on the PS3.
I say this now that there's a lot more people here. I just want to say this: if I get canceled, don't. I am not. What did Kendrick say? I am not your savior. Do not defend me.
Right, you're saying this like you're gonna get canceled, bro.
I'm. I just.
It's
I say. I say a lot of things.
should we be worried? Should we be ready?
Nah, I doubt it.
You see when you'll get cancel you. Just don't get
Actually,
canceled.
Let's do a survey. If somebody called me out because I was mean to them, how many of y'all would stop fucking with me? Type one in the chat if you would stop fucking with me.
If you're just mean to somebody, if you find me,
Not if I like. Not if I told them to like unalive themselves, but if I was
yeah,
just
like
like very
if you
mean
were
to
saying
them.
like some crazy heinous things, I'd have to think about it. But if it was just like, oh, we had a disagreement
No,
and now we're not friends
no.
anymore. If you're friends with them, you're not friends with me, I would not care.
I'm literally about to get off. Why were you being mean? Y'all would damn. I'm so to day out. That's crazy.
They
I mean,
don't care about you. They hate you.
I wouldn't see it. So
Yeah, that's not even
to
a
you,
Twitter
friend.
like that.
To you. All right. If I got canceled because I cheated
Oh, you
on a
cheated? You're a
partner.
scumbag. You're the worst person ever.
If you would stop fucking with me, type one. If you would still fuck with me, type two.
You don't deserve a platform.
Ray was like one. Damn. Damn Ray. You feel strongly about cheating? Fair enough. I respect it. Um, what was it? If I'm trying to think. What's another thing? What's another thing I could possibly get canceled for that's like not super fucking serious?
Um, it's
Context of the
crazy because we were
cheating.
talking about the context of it. Like realistically, we were saying that if you were like an abusive partner, I think it makes sense for like you to be if someone were to out you for being a cheater, because then at that point you're a danger to other people. But if it's
No,
just
yeah,
I cheated on somebody because I cheated on someone, it's like
exactly. If I cheat, if I just, I personally feel like if my content is not about my partner and I cheated on somebody, then it's fair for you to not want to fuck with me if that means something to you. But it's like that wasn't directly a part of my content. You know, you didn't come to my stream. You're not gonna be like, oh, I can't watch Plush Play Schedule 1. I keep thinking about how he cheated on his partner. That's so
I
fucked up.
keep
That's
thinking
so.
about their friend.
I keep thinking about his partner. But yeah, if I was like fucking up, if I was abusive, or I was like manipulating multiple women.
I don't know people like that. Yeah, that's what we're saying, and you're right, Afro. It is a jump because we're saying realistically, if you got exposed for cheating but you're abusive, the highlight isn't that you're cheating. The highlight is that you're abusive. You know, that's what you're
I'm gonna be
getting like
honest though.
outage for.
I'm gonna be honest though. Even the abusive thing, if they were this is how I feel. If they were abusive to each other, how mad can I really be? And I don't mean physically abusive.
You just mean
If they
like
were
toxic
emotionally,
emotionally.
if they were emotionally abusive to each other, how mad can I really be at one creator and not at the other? You know,
Fair.
like as long as nobody was like forcing nobody to have sex or forcing or like beating up nobody, how mad can I really be?
I feel like it exposed my image a lot. I mean, it definitely would, but the thing is, um,
I feel
100%
like that
people
wouldn't.
see you
I feel like that
differently.
wouldn't fuck up. I feel like that wouldn't fuck up my image because it's never been a part of my image. But like, I feel like Afro, you kind of speak about relationships and stuff. You know, like you kind of speak on like relationship dynamics and stuff like that.
And I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
regardless, I don't think it would fuck up your image, like even you, Ronnie. But I feel like people would still have a different like view on you if they care about that thing. Not enough to be like, oh, my whole image has changed, but enough to be like, there's a new aspect, a new negative
no,
aspect that
yeah.
people
So it would mess
didn't
up
think about you
dynamics.
before.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, if I like stole money from my fans, I feel like that's a viable reason to stop to kick somebody out of a space as well.
But what if they had a
If you
good
stole money from your
reason?
fans,
What if I stole money from my fans to feed my family and they needed it?
I don't know. Like you could
Oh,
have just asked. I would
okay,
find you a key.
but
Whoa.
whoa, because I stole money from my fans to feed my
Jesus.
family.
Jesus.
And you're
All I'm
right. It
saying is
would it would have
this.
been 10 times easier. I mean, you probably would get way more if you just were like, "Hey guys, I'm in a rough spot. Show
Exactly.
me some
All I'm
sympathy."
saying is, but I don't like niggas who. I say this all the time. Watch out for niggas who constantly are asking for donations on the timeline. And I will say this: I am a nigga who borrows money from my friends.
Is it? But is it okay? Like, I feel like as long as you're being upfront, like even if it's like some things that you don't need, like you're like, "Oh, I want this new computer. Help you donate if you have the money." As long as you're being upfront and honest about it, is it really a bad thing?
Nah, yeah. But to a certain point, you're taking. I feel like there's a
No,
point where you're
100%. You're taking
taking
advantage of people's like hospitality and
kindness.
their generosity,
Yeah.
but it's not like I'm putting a gun to somebody's head and making them, right? Especially if I made it clear, like, oh, this isn't something that I need. It's just something that I want, and you're willing to donate anyways. Then
I'm a big,
I
like
don't
I
know.
said, I borrow money from my friends. Obviously, no, sure you know this.
Yeah,
But I also, I'm a big proponent of if I can't give it back to you directly, I'm gonna try to give it back to you in some other kind of way.
mm.
You know,
Yeah,
like I may like try to do some like use one of my skills to help. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like,
Um,
at the end of the day, that's the thing about donations, right?
mhm.
They're a donation. I'm not forcing anybody to give me money. I'm asking for it. If you feel generous, that's fine. And you're saying, oh, you feel that you would like try to compensate people with like in some other way because that's just how you feel because you want to be not a good person about it, but like that's just how you feel about it. But I don't feel like you should be obligated to feel that way either. You know?
I just think there's a certain level of like like I borrow money from my bro maker a lot,
Hmm.
right? And My thing with Maker and is whenever I send it back to him, I always try to send it with extra money on top of it.
Mm.
And I always say that that's because I technically want it to be like he owes me now. but but it's mostly because it's like there's a level of trust that comes from people like somebody like letting you borrow money from them and letting you do it consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level of trust that comes with that.
I don't know. I've always had the
Um,
mindset if I'm loaning somebody money, I 100% expect to not get it back. And obviously that's not the case like 99% of the time.
you
But
should give it with the intention of not getting it back,
yeah, and
but that
especially if
doesn't.
you're not giving out money that you need yourself.
But I also feel like if you say you're gonna get it back, don't make me come look for it.
Yeah, yeah, because then you're just making both of us like assholes, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen niggas borrow money, and then I'll be like, bro, what's going on with this 20? And they'll be like, bro, you're on my body about it. The fuck do you mean I'm on your body about my money?
Yeah, exactly, right?
We're going to the bank right now. What are you talking about?
No, yeah, like if you expressly, cause yeah, and that's the thing, because at that point it's not like I gave you money out of the goodness of my, like you said, I'll definitely pay you back. It's really a loan at that point, but you know.
No, yeah.
What is considered stealing money from fans? I think a lot of people steal money in different ways. No, definitely. I feel like
Asking
it's
for
only
money with
stealing,
the intention for it to go for something
but you're not
and it not going to that
exactly,
thing.
exactly. When you're not being upfront about where the money is going and what you're doing with the money, I think that's when you steal from your
Exactly.
fans. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying. After 100%, if you're lying about what you're doing with the money or where the money is going, then that's 100% stealing.
No, yeah, I feel 90% of the bringing in return is tough. But fuck it, I still make it work. Yeah, but Cammy, with your post, it's usually just you posting your throne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's bad. Posting your throne is not. But niggas being like, bro, there be some niggas on a timeline who just be permanently in donation mode.
But
Permanently in
it's
donation
crazy.
mode.
But
And then I
I
see
feel like
them.
that's part of a game as being a content
Wait,
creator.
hold on. But hold on. Let me explain what I mean. There's this one nigga who will constantly be asking, he'll be like, oh, my phone bill, blah, 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 I need this money.
Hmm.
And then I'll see him planning models and planning PNGs. And obviously, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, if you're homeless, you need to accept whatever you get.
Yeah,
That's not what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying, right?
yeah.
But there's a level of handling your necessities before you're fucking planning a gender bent PNG model.
But my thing is again, like, and I 100% get where you're coming from. It's like, oh, it's kind of crazy that you have like you're planning on money using money that you definitely don't have when you can't even pay your phone bill on like on these other things that aren't necessities. But my thing is, if I've stated here, I need this money for my phone bill, and somebody gives it to me, and I'm paying my phone bill with it, what's wrong with me also saving money or asking for a different thing? Which again, you know, you can call it greedy or whatever, but as long as I have the money for two different things, designated for two different things, and it's going to the right place, and people are giving it out of the goodness of their heart, I don't take a problem to it. I came
People
to
aren't giving it
Andres.
out the goodness of their heart. They're giving it because they believe you need it. I feel like that's two different things.
Mm,
I wouldn't. They wouldn't give like they're giving it out the goodness of their heart, but would they still give it if they didn't think you needed it?
no, at least not with the phone bill, 100%. I
I
see what
believe a
you're
lot of
saying.
streamers socially engineer their fans to spend money. I do it in a couple different ways that I think are fair. It's Throne on my birthday. I really don't ask for like I really don't do Throne like too often. Funny part is I really only ask for shit on Throne on my birthday, and I'm somehow in like the top like 10% of people who get gifts on Throne or some shit like that. I forget what it was. 11% or some shit. That's so funny. Um, so my birthday for Throne, um, asking for subs during ad breaks, and when I know I'm gonna give them something back in return in some way. Like with I only ever want to do a subathon for it to go towards things for stream or for the to enhance the content. Does that make sense?
No, I see what you mean. Like, because the last subathon you did was for emotes, right?
You know what I'm saying? It was new emotes, and then I still have prizes to give out and stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying. All them like that shit goes into the prizes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's, but like just constantly being like social engineering people giving you money is like is in other in I don't know. It's just skeevy. Is Dark Horse playing? Yeah, my partner is scrolling through TikTok and Dark Horse was playing. No show, your stream finna get claimed if they can hear that.
I
That's
don't
crazy.
care, man. They're gonna claim me for background music from somebody else's mic, from somebody else's phone, bro. If they need the money that badly from the stream where I make like pennies off of, please, bro, take the 0.3 cents if you really need it that bad.
No, that's why I don't ask me for one of your subs. No, fuck that. I think that shit is the bare minimum. If you got to affiliate, I think affiliate should be automatic. But if you're allowed to make money off your content, I think the bare minimum you should be able to do is express that these subs will make it so you can enjoy my content ad free.
Yeah,
That's the bare minimum you should be allowed to do is make money directly from your content, directly from watch hours, directly from subs. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, if you're making money off this, it is somewhat of a job, right? So
You know what
no
I'm
one's gonna
saying?
be mad at you for doing your job as a streamer and being like, hey, if you want to sub ad free viewing, then there's that option.
And you should never not be grateful. I hit payout when I wasn't even hadn't streamed in like 6 months. And it's like I'm forever grateful. I'm mad grateful for that, for the people who kept their subs on even when I wasn't streaming.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's something that I'm super grateful for, and I'm grateful that when I came back, I didn't lose. Um, my CCV was exactly the same when I came back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm grateful that that I can leave for an amount of time, and no matter what, when I come back, the people that fuck with me will still be there because that's not owed to nobody. That's not owed to me. That's not owed to you. You know,
For real.
there's this. I don't think I'm meant to blow up in this shit. There's too much. It's like becoming a billionaire. You gotta do some heinous shit. You gotta do some corny. I shared a tweet, and it's like I said, no disrespect or respect to the guy, but he just did a tweet that was like, "Do 5'7" people really exist?" Me reading it like that is me saying it like
Wait,
that is low key
what do you mean
disrespectful.
5'7" people? Like height?
Like he, yeah.
What
So
the
that be
hell?
ready to do. All right. After this, I'm gonna do.
You know
But
what?
they
I
were like,
promise you, I've been live for an hour now. Do you really think you're gonna get some heavy rain content today?
"That's
Do
great,
you,
damn,
in your heart
damn,
of hearts, do you really think it's gonna happen?
damn." I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so
Realistically,
sorry.
bro, I'm gonna wrap this up in 30 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna dip so y'all can
Nah,
get it.
you might
Damn.
as well just stay, bro. You might as well stay.
Yo,
Let's
that's
wrap up the
so
yapping.
fucked up.
Matter of fact, let me hit the let me matter of fact. Here we go. This is what I should have done an hour ago.
Yo, that's so
Hi,
crazy.
everybody. Huh?
It's so
Hello.
fucked up.
You've been bamboozled.
That's
You've been deceived. It was just chatting the whole time.
bro, bro. This is the most diabolical
You
stream
thought it
I've
was
ever
heavy
been a
rain, but it
part
was
of.
me just chatting.
It was me all along, Austin. Damn. That I'm so sorry, y'all. I didn't know this was gonna go this way. Damn. That's so fucked up. I'm so sorry, Ray.
I promise you, we were yapping for an hour and a half.
You know what's crazy though? You know what's crazy though? If y'all had, I was about to leave in like 5 minutes. If y'all had just let me slide off, he probably would have still played for a little
We
bit.
got a Wednesday stream last Wednesday. Last Wednesday we got a
He would have. Trust, this is better than heavy. But yeah, if y'all had let me slide off, he probably would have played it for a little bit.
Honestly, yeah. If you were just like, all right, I'm out of here. I would have been like, oh dang, I'm here for a bit. I might as well stream for real. I mean, this is streaming for real, bro. What's wrong with talking about current events? So, what's wrong with having two guys having a good old time talking about just two dudes hanging out, you know? Just having some good on this one. No current events. What do you mean? We were talking about the cow VTuber lady. We're talking about our circle, right? Just playing the shitty game. I think that's the funniest part. Rain knows the heavy rate is garbage, dude. I'm not
here for the most critical content. I'm here for pro
gameplay. Bro, you weren't here on Monday when I was getting folded up by the Pac-Man game, bro. That game's for kids.
I'm low-key splitting the I'm splitting the no-show fan base.
I don't know where the pro gaming is, bro.
You hear me?
I don't know the calculator is. I only know about it from Twitter.
I'm splitting the no-show fan base right now.
Bro, you know it's crazy. I could really boot up FF14 right now, bro.
Damn.
I'll give you some real content. I don't be going on social.
Somebody just replied to my tweet and said, in any regard, I would consider outing someone's spouse and their past lives when they had not willingly made that info public to be stalking. And I am disgusted with whoever made that doc. Okay.
Is that when? Okay, bro. Maybe it's me, and I'm just
inferring. I do to a certain level, inferring that this person going through the pictures and seeing that they were at the same event, and inferring that they were actually married. To a certain level, I kind of get it. But I think in the context is about whether the ends justify the means. And they didn't quote unquote out their spouse to just be like, look, they're dating, they're married, look.
Oh, were they not like publicly like, oh, we're together?
No, they said they just met up with them in real life.
I thought they already had it out that they were married to that person or whatever.
No. But I think it's like, do the ends justify the means of... They brought it up to show that not only did you lie about how much knowledge you have about AI and crypto, but you lied about your connection to them directly.
Yeah.
Via your husband.
Because they were saying her husband... Or not even her husband, she's cool with that guy that's almost worked for Elon Musk, was working for Elon Musk, I don't know, in the same circle as Elon Musk.
They said they're 1 degree of separation from Elon Musk.
Yeah.
But,
small world.
Send them to the gallows. One Piece intro.
I didn't realize that the fact that they were married wasn't public information. I thought it was, and that's why people were like, "Oh, your husband's a piece of shit." So in that regard, I can understand.
Like I said,
making the claims that it is kind of
I see that, but it's also I see that, and I understand that, and that is a little wild. And I would agree more if it was just about exposing that they were married to this person with bad intentions.
Yeah, or even the fact it wasn't, that, the whole smurfing thing, and then someone out of nowhere, was like, "Oh, you're married to this guy," but it wasn't invading AI, Gen AI.
Exactly, it wasn't invading somebody's privacy for the sake of invading their privacy. It was pointing dots together to explain a wider connection. And I'm gonna be honest. If you didn't lie about and also let's keep it a buck, if you didn't feign your ignorance on these topics, then that sleuthing, that your privacy wouldn't have had to been invaded.
Was it invaded though? If these are public images and public streams, like I
think it's the connecting the dots that makes it invading privacy a little bit. Like if I'm like, they were in the same event and they took a picture in the same place. And like that's
I think that's being objective. Jokes aside, but I can understand. That is like if we're honing in on that one specific point, yes, it is creepy. I can understand people consider it stalking, but when it's in the whole grand scheme of things, where we're talking about the whole issue of them lying about, being a new VTuber, lying about their connections to Gen AI and crypto, and like them publicly being like, I don't support this stuff, but they're married to somebody who supports it, and it's their business and it's their work and it's their life and yada yada yada. Like,
And it's also one of those things where it's not like their husband is a plumber or an electrical engineer where they can to a point leave their work at work.
yeah,
Like their work is AI and crypto. That you like if you're in that space, you low key have to breathe that stuff.
yeah. It's not a I clock in crypto. I clock out. Hey guys, look at this painting I made today.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how that works.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. When I guess a core belief system gets ingrained into your life like that, where it takes over, work and your ethics and your morals and whatever.
No, exactly. Um, but back to that whole 5'7" thing. Um, I feel like to a certain point, you gotta just make tweets like, "Do 5'7" people really exist?" And it's like it's just trying to be like quirky and cute. And how do you feel about AI stealing your model and voice in 4 years to advertise monthly Adobe subscriptions of $1,000?
As long as I'm getting a cut
Do
of the
you
money, they're gonna do whatever they.
let's talk about AI in music. So some people think that one of the songs on I think it's Playboy Cardi's album is just a Ken Carson song. It's a song that Ken Carson recorded and then they put through a Playboy Cardi voice AI. Um, and the way I personally feel about that is, at the end of the day, if you want to train an AI model off your own voice, off your own likeness, off your own artwork, I can't.
I mean, nobody's gonna
That's
stop
not.
you. It's your art.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's your. And I think that that's my problem when that's one of those more objective things when I think about like Pixar and Adobe and all these companies training their AIs off their own stuff they own, right? Training their AI models off of what they own themselves. There's a gray area there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of the time, what they own isn't really what they own. It's like, oh, we had this thing that somebody
It's other
made.
people's stuff that they created that they bought rights to.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's where
And
I
you
mean
bought
gray
that one
area.
specific piece, but the art style is still linked back to that artist. They have other pieces
Exactly.
that could have
Exactly.
similar feels to it, but now all that work was taken just because you bought that one piece. And it's like
No, exactly. I
crazy.
completely agree about that. I think it's like in Adobe's case is probably one of the more so there's two levels to it. Adobe is AI is based off all the photos that they have in their library that they bought the rights to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's fine. Though they own the rights to those photos, and I think photos and art styles are different
Yeah.
things. But somebody told me in the fine print of Adobe that any images that you put in to the program, they
Yep. They can
own
take and
the
use, and they
they
can
can
scrape your
scrub
data.
and
Yep.
use.
It's funny
That
because I
is
heard about
crazy.
this, I think like a week or two ago, because I saw a TikTok where someone was saying Adobe got bullied off Blue Sky, and they popped on Blue Sky, hey guys, we love artists, and all the artists were like, you're stealing all our data, what the fuck? And then Adobe was like, whoa, what do you mean? And like a bunch of people were like, look at the terms and contracts, you're saying if I open freaking Photoshop or Premiere or After Effects, now you have the rights to this file. Where some people were like, I didn't even like make this. This is like stuff that my employer or like my contractor gave me, and like I can't sign off on these things because they don't belong to me, or like you can't just take that. Like, how am I supposed to do my job and stuff? And then Adobe, they doubled back and they're like, oh well, no, here's the real terms and services, but it's still vague, and it's like, I don't know, it's just shitty company doing shitty things.
No, yeah, it's definitely some unsettling and very unsettling things.
Hmm.
I don't like the idea of anime being made solely through fucking. Even that video that them niggas made a while back where they were like, we made an anime.
Right? Yeah. I think I remember that where they like rotoscoped some bullshit. And they're like, look,
They
doesn't it look so
rotoscoped and
good?
then used AI that scanned Castlevania. They fucking
Yeah.
took a person's whole anime and fucking. That's crazy.
And
That is
they had the balls to
absolutely
say we made an anime. That's just
that is
right.
absolutely
That's how we
insane.
use other Photoshop 100%. And it's
I'm
crazy
gonna
that
be
you bring up
honest.
the whole AI anime because I didn't even know there were anime out there that were fully made with AI until I think it was earlier today.
There's very few properties.
I saw that I don't know if it was AniList or My Anime List said we're not gonna put up listings for anime that have been made completely with AI, and I'm like, that's a thing.
Have you seen the shit of AI artists taking people who say bad things about AI and making them pregnant?
What the huh?
Yeah, people who have been saying things against the Ghibli the Studio Ghibli trend. The AI pro AI people will go take their profile pictures or pictures of them and put it in the model and be like, well, now here's a picture of you drawn pregnant.
What does that even mean? What is what? I don't understand. I, I don't understand the intention.
Like
I'm at a loss for words. I don't get what why.
it's I guess it's just supposed to be like demoralizing. And it's like, what do you do with that? Like,
How do I
and me
respond to something like
personally,
that?
and a lot of artists they do it too are like really offended, right? But me personally, I wouldn't be happy about it, but I would definitely like laugh about it. Like,
I mean,
they
okay,
made me
like, I
pregnant.
can
That's so
understand someone
extra.
being
You're
offended because at the end of the day, they stole their art and they did some mad bullshit. I don't think. Well, I
yeah.
hope they're not mad at the fact that someone just made an image of them being pregnant. It's more the fact that their work got stolen. I'm
But
hoping
it's
that's
like they
the.
taking real pictures of you and making them pregnant.
That's just creepy. That's just really creepy. I don't know. I don't know what else to say aside from that's creepy. That's weird. Obviously, nothing wrong with pregnancy. But taking pictures of people and making them pregnant, I I don't know what to say. Just weird behavior, strange behavior. But a lot of these AI crypto bros are just strange, socially inept people. So
Or taking there was an art piece of a gay couple riding a motorcycle and somebody took that, ran it through AI and was like, here's the straight version.
okay, that's just homophobia. That's just straight up. I don't like gay people, so I made it straight. That I can understand the intention behind that. That's just them were like, look, this is how it should be.
Look at you, you're pregnant now.
I don't want to laugh at them. It's so stupid. I made you pregnant. Now what? Okay, whoa. I made an image of you where you look pregnant. Not I made you pregnant. Two different statements. What anime? I don't know what animes like are trying to be on like my anime list or any list that they're not allowing, but I just saw like a random article. Well, guys, I specified myself, so it's okay.
Me and Momo both had a Freudian slip today. Okay, mine was crazier, so I'm not even gonna get at him
Yeah,
about his.
we're not gonna relive that moment.
No, yeah, that was crazy. Um, but yeah, just AI people. Just I said it. I think I said it on Twitter. But AI people have just, even if you didn't want to hate AI people have just shown themselves to be like some of the most indignant, just
Right?
like reprehensible people. Like if you wanted people like they're some of the edgiest people you would ever meet, and it's like if you really wanted people to open up. I'm not saying that artists would even open up to your side, but if you really wanted people to like somewhat open up to your side, you would think you wouldn't be such a piece of shit.
Yeah, you try to be more amicable and be like, show the good sides to AI. But again, it's not even that they care for AI. A lot of people don't give a fuck about AI. It's more just like sticking it to people they don't like, you know.
Yeah,
So it's like, oh, you
like
think you're an
like
artist? You're left leaning, you're a liberal or whatever. Well, screw you, right, you freaking snowflake. My
I'm
computer
gonna
does
be honest
everything
though.
your whole life is.
I'm gonna be honest though. I hate all versions of grift.
I mean, it's
Like,
grift is grift, right?
I hate the people who like somebody made a post that was like, here's how to make blah, blah, something how to make awesome art with AI. And then you click on the post and you go to the first comment and it's a picture that just says don't. And it's like, okay,
Does that count as grift?
yes, it's grift. It's because the post blows up and then they gain a bunch of they gain a bunch of followers from people just sharing us hate for AI.
um,
How is that not grift?
no, I'm just thinking about like the actual post. I didn't realize the whole like obviously people comes to be like, oh yeah, we hate AI too, and then they formed their little group. I was just thinking,
Or the
that's
the
funny.
VTuber who was like who had the dreads and niggas was mad about it, and then all
Oh,
the
the
VTubers with
banana lady
dreads
or
was
whatever.
like, yeah, and then all the VTubers with dreads was like, look, I have dreads. It was like,
I have real dreads. Follow me. It's crazy. It's so wild, bro. A lot of people, when choosing all that stupid racist, well, not racist or things that aid in, you know, add to systematic racism that fuck with people like us. A lot of people didn't
no, so
comment
you
on it.
should, no, so you should have posted that.
As
You should
soon
have been
as
like, I have
people
dreads.
found out that she was doing AI shit, people started blowing her out. Like, oh, you're AI, you're the worst person ever.
I can accept racism,
Right? That's what I think. They're
but
like
AI.
racism. I don't care about black people, but AI, you deserve the death penalty. And I'm just like, whoa, what the
I
hell?
remember when that nigga, I forget his name. What was his name? He was that robot VTuber, and he made the group chat where niggas were shitting on Kenji.
Oh, I don't remember a robot guy. I remember like some like animal VTubers though.
Basically, there was a robot guy who actually made the group chat,
Uh huh.
and then after they were like, if he was like, I didn't mean for it to turn into a chat to hate Kenji, and people were like, then why didn't you like delete it or close it?
Mhm.
And he was like, well, at some point I just stopped checking it, and it's like, no, nigga, no,
That's
nigga,
cap. Yeah, he probably acted like, oh, I just muted the chat. I didn't know what was going on inside there. Come
no, nigga,
on.
you. And that nigga's still in the community to this day. When
That.
Kenji was getting called, it's when Kenji was one of those people when like his homies was trying to destroy him. There was a
Yeah.
group chat, and this person had created the group chat, and it was like he and he was like, I created the group chat for everybody to air their grievances about Kenji and try to figure out a solution. But then at some point it just started to become a hate chat, and so I muted it and stopped checking it.
No, I'm already talking about it. It's crazy because I feel like making a group chat to air your grievances instead of just going to the person is crazy to me. Like, what did they think was gonna happen? You put a lot of people in
I
one
have
space that have a negative
I kind of
idea.
look at all the dynamics of this though, right? And the way I like, if I'm being like, the people who made that group chat ain't shit. But I also feel like if this many people dislike you,
There's got to be something going
what's
on, right?
there's got to be something going on with you as well.
Which I don't doubt. I'm not
Um,
gonna sit here and be like Kenji's like a perfect person, but I don't think he
I got
deserved
some.
all that crazy shit.
Yeah, I don't think he deserves that at all.
You know?
I got some opinion. I got some opinions about Kenji Model, but that's neither here nor there though.
Oh, like, you think he's too white? You think you're not black enough?
I just think people have this excuse for him. Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't. This is like, people would be like, "Oh, you're hating." I'm not hating. I would say this shit to his face. Um,
Put him in the call right now. Invite him to the
bring
Discord.
shit. But I just, people bring, when people criticize Kenji for having a light skin model. I remember one time I was like, Kenji having a light skin model is kind of strange, or like having a white model is kind of strange.
Mm-hmm.
And some people was like, well his art is actually kind of like fucked up to, like, his model skin tone, and then he just didn't ever fix it.
Why not?
And I'm like, And I'm like, you telling me this man spent this much money on the model and he just never fixed it?
Okay.
He just never fixed it.
I mean,
Like,
I get it. I
I'm not
understand the
gonna
move.
state what is. I'm not gonna state. Yeah, exactly. But I guess my thing is, if you just state, hey, I don't want to deal with the negative. I would respect him more if you were just. I'm not gonna say this is what his intention is because I don't know the bro and he
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
said
yeah.
whether.
But I'm assuming,
But
you
if
know.
you just don't want to deal with the backlash of being a large dark skin, well, because even him, he's a lighter skinned man. But if
Mm,
you don't want to deal with the backlash of being perceived as a POC, fair enough. That's your prerogative. But the fake excuses and the I don't know. It's just not for me.
yeah, because like I said, like I understand the move. Like if you were like going to this VTuber thing, like okay, I want to make a career out of this. I want to make money out of this. I want to become popular out of this. Easiest move, unfortunately, is
No, yeah, it's
to
a
not be
completely
black, not be
understandable.
a
It's a
guy.
complete.
You know.
But that's what I mean by bad faith, though.
Yeah.
It's a completely understandable move, but when you don't state it up front, then you're moving in bad faith.
Yeah.
When you don't state that this is why you do it, then there gets a become a sneakiness to it.
Yeah, and again, this isn't to say like 100% that was his intention or like oh because of this he's like a bad person, piece of shit. But
No,
you know,
it's just a personal. It's just a thing that it's just a problem I have. It's honestly a problem I have more with his fans than him because he has never really, to my knowledge, necessarily spoken on him.
yeah.
But
But people
his
will like
fans,
want to make that excuse when someone brings it up, right? Or
when that's an
valid thing to
excuse with
bring up
no
or to
weight
ask
behind it.
about. Yeah,
That's an excuse with zero weight behind it
yeah,
at
yeah.
all. Damn. I didn't air it out everybody this bitch day. Yeah, man. Type shit, I don't regret any of that. I regret it a week ago.
Yeah, imagine this whole
That's funny as
stream
fuck.
clipped out of context, posted all over Twitter. These guys, these freaking
At the end of the day,
monkeys.
that's crazy. Damn, they definitely clip that out.
100%. You know they're gonna call us every name in the book.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I've built what I've built on being real, on saying my true opinions, on never hiding how I felt, trying to have some forethought before I say things, and obviously explaining that even if I criticize somebody, I don't necessarily like the Cal VTuber. I don't have any personal negative feelings about them. Kenji, I don't have any personal negative feelings about them. Anybody that I mentioned, I don't like. I don't have any. I don't know these people. I don't have any negative feelings about them.
Yeah.
I only have feelings about actions and moving in bad and anybody that moves in bad faith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, like, I feel like we've said this multiple times. Like, even though these people have done not even bad things, well, some of them bad things, but questionable things, it doesn't make them entirely, like, monsters who deserve, like, because some of these people, like, at least with this cowboy lady, they're like, oh, get out of the community. I heard she's receiving death threats, which is kind of crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck with this whole death threat thing. Drop a receipt, or I don't believe it. Anybody who says they received death threats, drop a receipt, or I don't believe it.
Why do you think it's like an overused thing? Like I'm getting death threats?
Yes, drop a receipt, or I don't believe it. I don't
And
care. I don't care.
I gotta prove that my life is in danger.
No, I'm just because that's the thing though. When you're receiving, because think about it like this: when you're receiving backlash for anything, that's like the ultimate. It's not a get out of jail free card, but it's also it's a thing
It's a garner
that causes.
sympathy. You know?
It's a talking, and now you just gave the people who defend you a talking point.
Yeah, you're like, oh, here's some ammo. They said they want to
You
kill
know,
me. You could never kill anybody, no
you're
matter
like,
what.
yeah, they did this bad thing, but people want them dead, and that's not okay. And it's like that's true. That's not okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't take away from the bad
But
thing that they did, you know?
If you can't show me that shit actually happened, then it's like, then don't bring the talking. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Don't give your, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
No, I 100% get where you're
Because
coming
I've
from. I
definitely seen
just
people say they got death threats and they actually didn't.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. I feel like people definitely do use that as a strat to like fan the flames of when they're in the heat.
No,
Which
exactly.
honestly, that's crazy in and of itself.
No, literally.
You can say
Now I'm
no,
gonna
you
go to
definitely
Sesu
can, but like
stream.
it's easier
Now I'm
to
gonna go to
say your
Sesu
death threat.
stream and make them talk for an hour.
Oh, it's SC live right now. Perfect. We can race SC. We can get ready.
They said you can say you're being dogged on without using that. Exactly. But that shit is just such an easy um that shit is such an easy like thing to be like to make people calm down on their criticism of you.
Yeah.
Especially when the chow chick blocked me and all I said was take accountability.
Oh, she actually blocked you.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Shout out
I think I
Elon.
did see that. Like
Shout out
someone,
Elon. I can still look at the
someone,
page.
someone replied to you saying, "Oh, I think they're just blocking everybody."
Yay. Okay, that's why I block people who I can't tell what their intentions are true. I don't got the patience. That's all that shit. Hey, shout out Elon. Elon got me.
But I feel like there's a difference between blocking someone who's trying to be like ignorant misunderstanding of you versus someone who has like a legitimate claim and you're like, well, I don't like that, and you block them. And again, like
No,
hey,
yeah.
you have a right to block whoever you want to block, regardless of the reason. But you know,
I'm gonna be honest, and I'm completely wrong about this. And this is talking masculinity. I think if you block people,
no,
you
yeah, for
pussy.
sure. Sorry, my bad.
I ain't blocking nobody. I don't block niggas. You gotta do a lot for me to block you for real. Cause I feel like if I blocked you, I gave you too much power in my mind.
I don't know. I feel it's the opposite. I feel like it's easy just to be like, this guy's a significant block. Get out of here. I'm
No,
move on with my
because
life.
because really and truly, I could just stop talking to you.
I mean, you're still gonna get
Does
those
that make
motives,
sense?
so
No, I'm not. Cause no, but
if
I'm
they
saying
if they
yeah.
just
That
keep
if obviously
replying to you.
if they're pestering you, obviously. But I'm saying if it's like if I just stop talking and they stop talking, like I don't know. Maybe it's a New York thing, but I just be feeling like blocking niggas. The difference, I feel like mute. I mute people though,
Mm,
because muting is like I don't want to see you.
yeah.
But like blocking is like I don't want you to exist in my space.
I don't care if someone doesn't like me and they give me too much
And I don't
energy.
feel that strongly about a lot of people.
Yeah. I'll be blocking people on TikTok
Uh,
especially because I make myself so clear and people talking about points I answered in the video.
people with legitimate issues or they in a genuine manner. If you're disrespectful for no type of reason, I don't care. I don't care if someone don't like me, they give me too much energy. I be blocking people on TikTok, especially because I make myself so clear. But TikTok, people just be coming in and saying slurs.
Yeah.
Like, if you block, like,
TikTok
that's
comments are
okay to block.
crazy.
I block because some people doing extra shit or being nasty or doing something I don't like, and muting doesn't work. I don't block because I
What's up,
don't
Chef?
block because I don't care that much.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
not the
99%
same as
of the
like,
time, like, really, it's not like most people are gonna just like walk away, but I get where Afro's coming from too, because like there are definitely people that have the time and the energy, like they're just losers that'll just keep,
no, yeah,
you
and at
know,
that point, I definitely think block.
yeah, yeah. Let me see.
I think I don't block people because I take blocks personally.
Mm, I don't care.
Like
If you blocked me,
if you block, because
it
if
is
you
what it is.
blocked me, if you block me, that means you're my op now. You didn't want me to exist. You didn't even want to see my presence. You're a op. If you block me, you're a op. Because you like, if you muted me, fair. You don't want to see the things I say. But if you block me, you don't want me to exist.
I feel
If
like
these
it's such
people
an
block me, I'll hunt them down and get it handled. Facts,
what the.
bro. A nigga. This is how un. Once again, I'm not perfect. This is how extra I am. I saw a nigga muted me in a Discord call when I was stating that I had a problem with him, and now when I see him, I'm going to beat the fuck out of him.
In real life?
Yes, in real life.
Twitch, just to be
Like,
clear, I don't condone violence on my streams. This guy clearly means he's gonna fight him in a
in
video game.
GTA.
Yeah,
In
what did they
GTA.
say in GTA and
In GTA.
Minecraft?
Could you repeat that? I'm going to find him and beat him up in
Yeah,
GTA.
just straight into the microphone, please. Thank you.
Not because I'm so clear and reasonable in all my points, but I've expected people want to be ignorant over any. It's no, I agree. Most commenters that try to hide disrespect behind disagreeing and literally grifters. No, exactly.
Yeah.
I've realized that the space is mostly people. What's the word? The space is mostly people who move in bad faith.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is just a bad faith space. You know?
Yeah, and it's
I remember
crazy
there was a.
because
This is the last thing I'm gonna speak because I really do gotta go. I got like a consultation to do. Um, there was a chick who. What did she do? Um, I forgot her name. It was like oh something. What did
something,
she?
something.
She did. Huh? She's like a dragon VTuber. What did she do? Me and her got into it bad. Oh, I remember. She stole somebody's tweet. She stole somebody's tweet bar for bar, and her tweet blew the fuck up, and she gained hella followers
Mm-hmm.
from it. And then it took her like a day and a half to finally credit the person. And then
Oh,
and then when people,
was it like it was like a guide or something, and they just copied the guide or
yeah,
whatever? I think I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
and people and in the grand scheme of things, is it that serious? No,
Yeah.
but it's a matter of like obviously a tweets can be content, but the point I was trying to make was she was feigning as if she basically was thanking people in the people were thanking her in the comments for the tip, and
Mm,
she was saying you're welcome as if she came up with the shit
yeah.
and was gaining followers and gaining engagement from it.
Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about because I feel like the way they pulled it, and it's funny because when people started calling them out, they were like, "Oh, well, I was just helping spread the information," and you can retweet something if you want to spread information, right?
No, exactly. And it was so bad faith. It was a really bad faith thing because it's like you could have easily been like, well, I actually got this from blah 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 blah, and people came to me and were like getting at me and defending her, and I was like, bro, and they were like, why are you assuming she's moving in bad faith? And I'm like,
But she was moving in bad
she was moving in bad faith because no one is actually genuine when it comes to SA. Oh, I don't know what you mean by that. When it comes to SA, so we think about two different SAs.
I don't know, we're
What do you
thinking the
mean no
same.
one is actually genuine? Oh, of coercion.
Oh, are you talking
I
about the guy and that girl that you were telling me about a while ago?
I have interesting opinions on people who drop docs on people who are like, this person made me uncomfortable and I was awkward and didn't say that I was uncomfortable, but they should have seen that I was uncomfortable. I have I have like feelings about that. I think that, and people be like, oh, like victim blaming, but it's like to a certain point we have to establish a certain level of setting our boundaries. Do you know what I'm saying? If you because at the end of the day there's a lot of people who don't have the best social skills in our space. There's a lot of people who have autism, who have um, mental illness in our space, and obviously body language is a thing and vocal tone is a thing, but those things don't necessarily read fully through text. So it's like if you're genuinely not okay with something, and you should be adult enough to be like I don't like this, please stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Replies on everyone was like, I don't know. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that after, and it is, it's
Yeah.
crazy what how people be acting in certain scenarios when I don't even know, man.
Nah, word. It's like when that nigga got his OnlyFans leaked, and niggas was more worried about him being gay than the fact that his whole fucking past and past life
Yeah,
got fucking put on fucking Front Street. That shit was crazy. People cared. People was making jokes. People cared way more about that nigga being gay, which is crazy because that nigga being gay never comes up
yeah.
in any of
People,
his content.
he's just living his best life, right?
And niggas, that shit was crazy. Like people be so much more focused than niggas on niggas being gay than actual serious parts of any
Right?
interaction.
It's
What was it? Fucking even with the Diddy shit, niggas is more like Meek Mill is gay or Diddy
yeah.
is
Like
gay
people were
than actually the
way
fact
more
that this nigga
concerned
was
about, you know, even
tripping.
Diddy himself. People were more concerned about whether he's gay or not versus like the crimes he was committing. You know,
It's an evil world we live in.
wild as hell.
It's an evil world we live in. Vocal about holding people accountable, which is the weirdest. Nobody
Yeah,
wants to hold their. That's the thing. Nobody wants to hold people accountable. They don't. They don't actually. Nobody niggas don't want to actually hold people accountable.
especially
They
when
only
it's
want to hold people.
someone like they're either friends with or like they. I don't want to say a fan of them, but like you know they're like, oh, I like their content and I align with the same ideologies with them. So
No, yeah.
if they hold them
I.
accountable, they'll be like, oh well, maybe I'm not the best person either, right? I wasn't even friends with the girl that got accused. Damn.
That's bro. That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, if I do something you don't like, hold me accountable. That's just what it is. There's. That's all it is to it. If niggas do something you don't like, hold them accountable. Whether they're your friends, whether you know what I'm saying, hold niggas accountable, bro. I don't care if people hold people accountable or not in my personal life. I care if people hold people accountable in general. At the end of the day, don't have one rule set of rules for some people and another set of rules for others.
Just don't be fake about it online, which everyone is. Yeah.
Nah. Hey, Bandabot. The fact that the ghost turns into a hammer is kind of fire. Um,
What's up,
the
B?
same person that you talk to here is gonna be the same person you talk to in real life with me. And what's good? What's good, Bean? Damn, you actually caught me about to dip. I got some work to do. I got like 15 minutes until this fucking consultation, so I gotta leave that. No one is actually fake on the internet. Niggas is definitely not their true selves, especially not VTubers. It's just another side of their personality. Nah, VTubers want to be anybody but themselves on the internet. If these niggas had to say this shit with their real face, they wouldn't say half the crazy shit they said online.
But I guess
All types.
doesn't that mean like that's just part of them that they don't want to show? You know, it is still a part of them. It's just stuff they wouldn't be
That's
comfortable
truly how
saying.
they feel.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they
It's kind
just
of like the
listen.
tweet. It's kind of like the tweet I made the other day where niggas don't really like femboys. A lot of niggas don't really like femboys. They just get no hoes and then exhausted all the normal porn.
That's crazy.
You said what?
That's crazy.
No, that's real. Some niggas just be bored. Some niggas just be bored. They don't actually. Some niggas don't really be gay. I already said this. I said this a long time ago. I think I said this. I don't believe that all these YouTubers are actually PDF files. I think when you spend your job so much, when your job is to spend so much time around kids, you get bored and you do weird shit. When you when your job is to have influence over kids, you get bored and do weird ass shit. You telling me all these niggas is actually like there has to be a study done on this shit. There has to be because you telling me that's the pipeline for all these niggas. You telling me all these niggas was closet PDF files.
Well, no, I don't. I don't think they were like. they had those like feelings and intentions before. Like I think there definitely is. I don't want to say influence because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, if you're around kids, you're influenced to like them. But
It's
it,
the fact that they share. It's not just that, you know what I'm saying. Compared to, like, teachers barely be hanging out with kids. Exactly. It's
yeah,
having that intimate. It's having it's. But YouTubers are around exactly and constantly in intimate spaces with them.
yeah, and constantly
That shit
interacting
is.
with them too. You know.
That is. I don't believe that all these niggas did awful things, but I don't truly believe that all these niggas are like had those feelings beforehand and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit is that shit needs to be studied. Niggas should people adults should not spend that much time around kids, which is why when niggas say goat, grown men say goaded, I look at you weird. Because if you're a grown man that says
That's so
goaded, that
goated.
means you spend a lot of time. I mean, you spend a lot of time playing Roblox and Fortnite. I'm terrified of you.
Alright, so you're saying I can't say Victory Royale in real life?
I don't know. Niggas who spend too much time playing Roblox and Fortnite, I got on side eye you a little bit. I'm
That's
terrified of you. I agree they're not pedals, but they still bad. If you say they're not pedals, people, you
yeah,
keep
yeah, I
going.
agree with that because like they're
But if you
definitely
say
not
they're not,
pedophiles, but like you gotta hit them with that label because otherwise people are gonna be like, well,
oh no, I'm not taking away the blame. They did that
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
They did that shit. They are terrible, like fucked up people. That is not what I'm doing, and I'm not taking away blame at all. They did that shit. They are terrible people. I don't know if you got to put the label on them, but that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think you
Like,
have to, right? Because
I feel like we have to move the
you
discussion away
know
from the label. No, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
did
yeah.
it, so you're one of them now.
But it's almost impossible. No, yeah. There's a documentary called I think it's called Pervert Park,
What the hell? Is it that
and
like neighborhood where it's a bunch of sex offenders?
yes,
Oh, I've heard about that place.
and
It
it's a
sounds crazy to say.
documentary about it's a documentary about these people telling their stories and how they're trying to just live life and become normal members of society.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not a, from what I've heard about it, it's definitely not a documentary that's going to change your mind on these people. But they definitely try to not change your mind like they're good people, but like one of the guys in it, he literally uh basically I think he was texting an older woman who was actually a cop, and from his account, the woman had said she wanted to get her child involved,
What the
and
fuck?
that's how he got caught up.
Oh my god.
No
Yeah, I
one wants to
agree,
actually.
Afro. Because I feel like me and Afro talked about this before, crazily enough, where like obviously pedophiles are horrible people, right? And I'm not gonna tell anybody like this, like, oh, we should kill them all, that they're wrong. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, it's a crime, and when you commit a crime, in a perfect world, you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, right? But people don't hold that or give that to pedophiles because it's just such a heinous thing, right? And I agree with you saying like we really should study like a lot of this because it's like, unfortunately, the same way
no,
people
yeah.
have urges for like
Hmm.
alcohol or drugs or whatever, some people unfortunately have urges to be with kids, and they can
And the
hold
worst part
themselves
is,
back, but they don't have a help or support
I was just
system
about to say,
to fix that, right?
there's no hotline to call.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like, and you can't confide in that in somebody because
Yeah,
from
because
that point,
everyone's gonna be like, "You're disgusting, horrible, off yourself," you know. But like,
and no, yeah, this is unfortunately this is not this objective opinion is not an opinion that you can
yeah, you
like
can't just go out and
hold
be
in
like,
a
"We should provide help to pedophiles," because people would think you're crazy, you know.
like
But
it's such a nuanced take, and the internet is not a nuanced place.
yeah, we definitely don't have the social systems in place to deal with those
And
kind of
then
problems. Yeah,
and then people love to break down the argument. But if you say anything, it said, I mean, I'm different. Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
literally, literally.
Um, and uh, there's a level of like some people will come to you with the line of what if it was your family, and it's one of those things where once that's mentioned, that shit is fly. Like the caring for these people as a person flies out the window.
Hmm.
You know, at that point, once they've done something, and I say that all the time, like, yeah, I have this nuanced opinion, but yes, of course, once they do something to somebody who means something to me or anybody near and dear to me, that shit flies out the window.
Yeah,
But that
exactly.
doesn't mean that they still aren't not like like a fucking breathing human being.
No matter how much fucked up shit they did, which I don't know.
Zach Fox said it on a podcast before he was famous. This is something
Exactly.
that's how we do prevent people from murders if they have murders intent. You can see the signs if you kill it. No, exactly. Let's before this gets any deeper, let's raise this.
I was about to say, I snoozed 3 times. It's only 13 seconds left before
Right.
the ads. It's over.
Oh damn.
I found the
Raid
ads,
message is
everybody.
the we can still raid out during ads. Let's just type the raid message. Raid
Yeah,
message
this is
is
not
gonna
gonna
be
matter. Raid message. I don't
uh
have a raid message. I just. It's really just
talk
fucking
with
with
Ron,
Mala.
talk with Ronnie for an hour. Wait,
No
say
stream,
raid
no raid.
message
Just
is
said it.
raid message is now. It's your turn to
They're trying to
talk
get.
with Ronnie for 2 hours.
Nah, we'll rate Sessa. We gotta rate the homie Sessa.
That's the raid message right there.
There we go. That's the raid message. Now it's your turn to talk to Roddy for 2 hours. Uh, you guys, first and foremost, shout out to Ronnie for joining me on stream today. I know it wasn't heavy rain, and I'm sure some of you are like, "No, show you keep lying to us. How could you do this?" But I think this is a fun stream. I enjoyed yapping today. You know, sometimes nothing wrong with having a nice yap session.
Type shit.
Shout out to
I
everybody that came.
apologize
Shout out
for
to everybody that talked, that participated.
I apologize for everybody who wanted to see heavy rain. I won't do this again next week. I'm so sorry.
If it happens, I guess, so be it. To the people here, most of you know Ronnie, he's a fellow member of 100 Girlfriends, and so is Sesu, the person we're rating. You want to know more about us? Bada boom, links right there. If you're new here, you're not subbed to the YouTube, go sub to the YouTube. I very much appreciate it. I drop videos every Sunday, shorts. Well, not every day anymore, but I drop shorts here and there. That Discord link does not work. If you got emotes, be sure to use emotes. We got hella cool emotes made by the lovely and talented Miss Tyler Laguna. Look at these cool ass emotes. And I will catch y'all on Friday for more Okami. Will that be the last Okami stream? Maybe. I'll try to wrap up Okami this week, but if we don't, it's fine, bro. It's just a part of life. Once again, this is the raid message. Stay safe, wash your hands, drink water, all that fun stuff. Use your head, use your best judgment because the world's in some crazy times. And I will catch y'all in the next one.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye. Say I just said
Sheesh.
I guess I should go to the offline screen. I feel like I never use this offline screen. No, I let it go out, bro. Like they got time. They got a countdown for a reason. And I hit this toss.